The gods have become quiet. In my mind, it's for the 5 of us. It is much more valuable than the position of the owner. Can foster many false powers long Tao. Such a scene, I need to quietly destroy the god of dance. The angel reminded Long Thien Min. If there is no evidence, it is not right to criticize such skeptics. Long Thien Min continues to fake the boss. Master Min, please consider the master. Give me a month. I'm sure we'll find the evidence. He colluded with the enemy. The angel said angrily Long Thien Min. The photographer is my disciple. You said he colluded with the enemy. Is it that even we have our doubts? Dragon immediately changed his voice. Angel God, my lord is determined not to doubt. I just don't expect you to be blindfolded. Long is confused right now, thinking silently because SAO to deities support such regency. Probably broken. It's just that the power of photography is stronger than SAO. Long Min God reminds Long Thien Min. You're a descendant of the Dragon Seal family. I should have won. Little amount. If the candidate obtains the position of the agent owner, let the photographer hold it. And I wonder if it's possible. Even the old woman helped him. What else can I do? Can only bring the position of the owner of the dealer to hands, seated. Why do so many things? Why does fate treat me this way? The photographer looked at the guy. Cold in his heart, he thought. Based on the history of previous lives, Long Thien Min muscle tone deep, indeed occupied the position of the agent. Take the entire universe and push it towards the abyss. This destruction will not happen again. Not good at calculating. How can I fight my 2 lives? Tomb of Thien Min is just a servant. He is not his opponent. I want to deal with goddess love. Think for a while. She turned to the 5 deities. Put your hands in front of you and say thank you. The gods believe in God. As long as I become the Lord's servant, I will make the dance. There are more fake martial arts scenes, bringing the dancing gods to glory. In fact, all 5 gods now nod in satisfaction. To express appreciation, the dragon suddenly laughed. Ha 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 ha, like a crazy person. He changed his face. What do you rely on? Can win the position of cardboard dealer owner. I can help you move up the ladder. Words or who can't speak. Some people believe these lies. The angel reminded Long Thien Min. You are so unruly. The situation becomes tense. The crowd below is getting louder. Long Thien Min looked out and said, Master, I just don't have hope. You are blinded by this young man. Disdainful photographer thought to himself, let's say we rely on these words. Which is made the SAO agent cardboard, even if I want to give up this agent. The 5 gods will ask me to come back. The angel said angrily. Subordinates of the regent, there are many fake dragons like that. I can't prove his strength. What else do we need to worry about? Long Min God cold shout. Long Thien Min despises his superiors now. Take away all that you have. In a 10-month house arrest self-review. Long Thien Min fell into despair trying to say no. It's not impossible. How can we lose? And then there were 2 subordinates who went armpit shock. Long Thien Min pull away. The subordinates all anxiously called Master Theo. Long Thien Min processing finished. The angel glanced at one. And then we announced that we're going to start today. The sky moves back. Take the position of the Lord of God. Give the photographer to hold. The people below asked the owner. It's not the dealer. It is directly responsible for the owner. Then we all looked at each other. Then pay homage. We see the regent, the owner of the photographer thought, this angel is lifting me up. Then I will take it. At this time, the photographer stood on the Chaosium soul proclaiming, from now on, I will hold the throne. A month later, we will reset the rules. All my disciples obey my orders. I will give you the task of becoming a warrior. God Tong, to lead the Vu Then tribe to the glorious direction. When you hear this, everyone opens their mouths. I can't hide my surprise for a while. Just like that, oh up. Then the crowd cheered like thunder. Regent Master. Change the scene very quickly. Classic reception is taking place. Everywhere the moon lights. Everyone is talking happily. Congratulations to the president on his inauguration. But we don't even know the new owner. A person who doesn't have that kind of muscle really deserves it. 1 other person heard it back. You don't know the old owner. A guy who also insults photographers for their talent. Even the North Inflammation map is much more appropriate than him. What if the 5 first ones all spoke up? It can only be accepted. Other people say the opposite. Want to see it? How can a young man like him keep his magic? The regent here is telling the deacons. All Vu Then disciples are based on their practice VI. Can all get 10 knitting pills. A piece of this medicine, it can be for ordinary students. Step into the celestial scene. That on the celestial sphere can rise to levels VI. Out of every world the scene changes. You can get a high-grade dragon spirit. Mature that long scenes. Each person you can get a high-grade dragon spirit. Mature god level. With such terrible treatment. Each one of them was excited to shout. There are people all over the world talking about it. I've been using magic potion for years. Can't break through. It's been broken by me. The VI suddenly increased. The other also said, it's my VI, is directly leveling up to a stage. A man who has just embraced the new spirit is amazed. This is the dragon blood. They all laughed, ha ha ha. The dance god hit us the champion. The other guys asked each other if they didn't use it now. Everywhere in the school is a shout of joy. 2 VI breakthrough, 3 coincidence. You can get a pill. Breakthrough to a level. Get 10 more myrrh. To break through the world of nature. Then you can get a mature dragon spirit. Reach 2 long director scene. You can get 3 more powerful potions. And love spirit dragon blood god level. What about those who collude with the enemy? I don't know what the Holy Spirit is. Cultivation is summed up. Lord of heaven and earth unites the world. You just need to practice fast, and you can get it. More spiritual medicine. The faster you can practice. Don't leave me. The following days, 5 gods closed the harbor. The guys outside are talking. The Lord of the Rings has been closed for a long time. Our inline has also gone silent. What are they doing, after all? Inside the 6th-level hall announced to the photographer, according to your instructions, I sent the fake long director Cho Truck 200. Stop children and death. More than 600 spirits of Vu Then Tong. And at the same time, a lot of medicine and love. Let them level up. The big future. We will all have our power. The photographer replied, I know. Then he asked how your VI had risen. I am happy to say that your holy medicine is good. We've all broken through to the long Dao scene. Vietnamese praise and DTO. My husband came over and asked the photographer, when are you ready to fight with God? The surprised photographer asked, I have always said that I will fight with God. Luggage finished listening. Fucking fool who doesn't understand this photographer. What is the owner's job for? The photographer laughed. Luggage continues. These years, love God tone we always think about. How to destroy our god of dance. We are strong now. How can I hold the love of God? The others are looking forward to it. When he saw the faces of the people, he said, "What are you in a hurry? We are peace-loving. People who do not commit. We don't offend people. We're not just not going to deal with them. Let all the disciples go back to heaven. Just love the gods not to offend. We wouldn't care either. Let's go through 5 years first." I was surprised to ask for 5 years. We have so many spiritual medicines and elixirs. Not after 5 years. He suspected something and laughed. He-ho. Time is even more precious to God as people. Except for yourself. Continue to practice divinity. They also started to go crazy teaching them. Top-grade technique for the next elite. The power of terrorism is still untouched, to be in the Longcan area, that the other major religions are completely unaware of. 6 months later, the gods around Vu, then Tun. It's all taken away by the photographer. Now dance god tone has turned into an extremely mystic sect. All the tongues. They didn't get any news from the gods. It seems that all the trade unions of the Dragon Kingdom, they're all crazy, looking for precious heterotypes. Love spirit dragon blood for Vu and Tone. That AI doesn't know. What does God buy these things for? At Sao Vu Than Tong, you have such amazing talent. 2VI of the photographer broke through to the Long Dao scene. 3 students under the guidance. It has reached more than 10,000 people. The goddess has reached the martial arts scene. 3 more about Christmas. The amount of food is getting bigger. His VI came. Even the photographer can't feel it. The photographer is now in the thousands of Lai Sun, Ha-Tu. Then I thought, the 5 heads, from where I took the freshly prepared holy potion. I don't know their VI either. How to increase. The 5 heads. He is still the protector and pillar of the universe. They are stronger than the gods. Can grow peacefully. At this time, 6 adventurers happily rushed in and said, "Regent Park Trach stopped Nie." They answered back. And then 6 of them delivered a bunch of letters from the photographer. Look at the photographer. 6 curious adventurers asked how they were doing. The photographer replied, "They live quite well." 6 of them say, "It's that, of course, there are so many good things. You have full support. In return, we can also be in the Kier. To be the head of a tribe." The photographer laughed, and he, "Don't be in a hurry. The time has come. Of course, I will let you out. Be patient a little more." Death in the sky. It's because of God's grace. He became the master's favorite disciple. They are serious. He was the first to be elected president of the afterlife, even though he is not the successor to the Lord, but also gathered a group of masters. Was a great power. Can't shake in the sky. The other brothers, though not revealing, but they also have extremely strong power. 6 responses to how long will it take. The god of dance hit us so that we cannot come out. Show real power in front of people. Reassure me that that day is not far away. Just practice quickly. 6 impatient adventurers say yes. This is what you said. Waiting for the end of the retreat. I want to take my brothers to the martial arts parade. At the apostates once. The photographer replied, "You should still forget. The elders of this sect. They're all martial artists." 6 go out for a while and say, "Rest assured. It won't be long before we can launch a martial arts attack." The photographer thought yes. With our resources. Practice to the martial arts scene. It's not very difficult. But martial arts is not the last point. If God's love is destroyed, it will definitely shock the new enemy. The old enemy will definitely figure it out. Move the scene outside the dance god. A bunch of people are coming. They stopped in front of the big door. A guy with a hairpin on his head says to his boss, "Master, this place is the temple of God. Let's call the back door." The leader said to his serious retainers 3. It's still noon. This dance god Sao even closed the door so big. Strictly 3 Kier replied to the young master. This guy doesn't know how to do it. It could be internal tribalism. It's been in retreat for 6 months. Inside the dance god, a little bit of news doesn't get out. According to our speculation, it could be some kind of martial artist. His death shook the heart of the church. That's why we have to close Sao. The leader breathed out one. His name is Mausoleum without the owner of the land. The kids started talking too. Dance god cardboard, Sao skincare. It's our mausoleum. It is also considered as the subordinate of the Vu god. According to the weak position of Vu Then Tong, our colony has always been invaded by the gods. Another guy said, maybe we should find a new base. People don't usually think about this time. I can tell you that it is very risky. I want to find a rescue ship. Now, it seems that the magic ball is also difficult to keep. Then he ordered his subordinates to be strict. Let's step up our interference. 3 obedience to obey the master. So this guy comes to the door to interrupt up there. Then suddenly, a doorman appeared and said, "Hello, seriously." 3 immediately threatened to scream loudly, "Aha." The doorkeeper was surprised to ask if the tomb was empty. Why don't you wait here first? Let us go immediately and seek the instruction of our master. Seriously, 3 laughed flattering, asked Van Tong Mausoleum. We haven't been to the temple in half a year. I don't know the owner. Old man, what's his situation now? The doorman replied, maybe you don't even know the owner. The old man is already in hiding. Is the new president now in charge? He was surprised, and he suggested, I don't know what to say. The name of your new master. The Kier said respectfully, our new president is the regent. In his heart, he thought, they certainly can't believe it. How strong is the regent? Not tell seriously 3. I can't see it's really possible. Then let someone. He has no reputation as an owner. The damage is definitely very serious. I don't blame them for closing the door. 3 worried to ask the boss, what should we do now? Then, the people were not allowed to enter the Great Hall. The new owner of Vu Then Tun Regency, sitting on the high chair at the top. 2 VI of the current regency has reached the level of long shot. Lang did not praise the young. It was only through his practice VI that he reached the dragon's path. The breath has merged with the environment. The opposite is not simple. Then Lang didn't think, but to let a long-term director sit in the temple. Become the master of the false power of Vu Then Tong. Where are you going? Maybe all the martial arts masters of Vu Then Tong. They didn't let anyone think more. The photographer asked, maybe this person is the missing owner of the tomb. Long Yu Yen glanced over here. The tomb does not admire. I think she's the girl I've always thought of. She seems to be beautiful, touching people more than before. Every crime is covered in black. Not as strong as before, was more mute. Both hands and feet have won the endless appeal. That person's body is extremely charming. Long Yu Yin saw the Kier staring at him. Start to get upset. 6 adventurers have appeared to ask this mausoleum Van Tong. What are you doing here? Whatever you say, don't waste your time here. Strictly 3 angry shout, you're not being polite. It was as if he had raised his hand to stop it. And then this guy said reverently to the photographer, not coming for half a year, the gods don't know either. How has the boss been lately? It was also the first time I met the owner. Honor today. We really have something to ask for. When he finished, he didn't lose his place. 6 thoughts that person's gestures are rude. It's obviously the new owner's idea. What does he mean after all? The photographer here said, Brother 6, talk a little rudely. Please forgive the missing master. What's going on? Let the mayor take a trip on his own. It doesn't explain that. We are with the Lord. We always have a good alliance. When you hear this, give your hand. Stop waiting for a moment. Wait a minute, boss. At this point, we need to fix it a bit. Van Tong tomb, it's always been a religion that depends on the gods. I don't think he would dare to talk like that. Maybe the weakness of the Lord is fake. Or is he still showing off? Theo's guys are cursing loudly. But they didn't stop him. Then respectfully say, I missed my mouth. Van Tong tomb, it is the dependence of God's grace. No wrong photographer nods silently thinking, this guy is really calm. His intention is to come here. Maybe the photographer hasn't figured out his intentions yet. He took the initiative, not this time to the Lord. Something to ask for. The photographer asked again, I don't know what happened to the owner. In my mind, we've been stuck for so long. Outside of doubt, the power of God's grace is not surprising. Now it's time to show some strength. Then the mausoleum says it like this. I have never been to the forest before. While looking at a young woman. After returning to remember the day and night, I will never forget this time to the Lord. I want to pray to Goddess people. The surprised photographer asked, I don't know which lady. Again makes the mausoleum lack such proactive tone. The 6 people here can't stand it anymore. He kept making a gag. Of course, the weasel wishes tet for chickens, not peaceful fate. 6 more stories. The Lady of God is beautiful. It has nothing to do with you. Tell you the benefits. Not for outsiders. If you come to the temple to steal money, you will be robbed. The beautiful lady has no door. The photographer has no reaction. And the mausoleum does not respectfully say the regent. People want to get married this time. It's the dragon dance of the world. Long Yu Yan here was angry and red. 6 angry brawls. You dare to pay attention to Miss Long. Don't look in the mirror yourself. They want to eat swans. Lang didn't hear it all. But still dare not clap the Phase 6 adventure. Then he told the photographer. The owner doesn't know who this person is. Why is it so arbitrary in this place? The photographer replied that he was my brother named 6. The tomb does not show, not happy to say, even if he's the brother of the regent. It's too rude. You guys can follow the water. It also began to provoke a lack of leadership. If you had known that these people were in power, we shouldn't have come out of Wu then. To escape without anger, yelled at his subordinates to back down. Don't say anything. You guys shut up right away. 6 aesthetic adventurers have just accused the photographer. Pretend this time. That's a lie. The cat does not continue. It's a dependent subject. The Lord is always careful. Duty is here this time. I can't believe the Lord changed the Lord. See that the regent is not friendly with Van Tiang Mausoleum. Then we listened and calmly replied to the tomb. The owner is heavy. Treat well with outsiders. It's a beautiful tradition of the Lord of Heaven. The body is missing the owner of the tomb. Even if I go to the temple, I don't show any respect. The photographer said, meet the owner of the... There is no ceremony. After all, we are not friends. Or are you disrespectful? I don't want to go out for a while now. Then stutter this. In his heart, he thought, the angel of the opposite is not good. The new owner is younger than me. How to kneel? The photographer laughed again, haha. Mausoleum, lack of cardboard, mausoleum and cardboard. Even though SAO is also a sect that depends on our Vu god. We just took power. The owner has a bit of a normal atmosphere. I don't want to search too much either. Over a short period of time, we are ready to fight with God. You still need the help of the mausoleum. I don't know what the owner means. The sound is not finished. The mother asked him to fight with God. You're crazy. Laughing out loud, haha. Of course, we're not crazy. Lang, no aesthetic period of angel Vu deity. The power of God. It's much worse than love now. God doesn't know where to go. This new owner. I want to bring you back to love God. The photographer is now making an offer. I don't know if the owner is interested. Let's take a walk in the dance. The sound is not finished. He immediately hesitated to say this, so. Glasses not by obedience, photographer, happy answer well. Mausoleum cardinal invited. Lang's followers. There's not a whole sky of wonder. What is this master plotting? Another man replied, who knows? And then all of a sudden, these woodland idiots. The spirit here is so dense. It's 100 times more outside. The eyes don't have that kind of heaven. How do you do that? The guys in the tree saw the photographer go by. Immediately salute the owner. The photographer nodded in satisfaction. Then tell them to keep practicing. The officers immediately obeyed. Yes, yes, practice to train the mausoleum's subordinates. Start talking to each other. All of these people seem to be dragonflies. And then a pissed off guy said, is the Lord intentionally bringing these people? Let's take a look here. That's right, a bit of a dragon warrior. It's nothing to brag about, and we're also not lacking. Suddenly, there's a fool Ra says to his partner. You look at that place. At this time, the voices are ringing, the feeling guys. Complaining together, they use the gem. Vu then also really knows how to spend money. The photographer could hear a smile. 6 aesthetic adventures with our strength now. Why should you care about the carpet? There's no need to bring them here. The boys of the tomb. Start talking to each other. Where are we going to get out of the forest? When I take a few more steps, you are not suddenly stupid. He was stunned to think what kind of battle this was. The breath is scary. It's like the ocean's wind blowing in these mountains. Long's breath has thousands of scenes. Even if a martial artist enters this battle, they are easily killed in the blink of an eye. Dance god tone, how come there are so many fake dragons? Under normal circumstances, it's as small as a tomb. We can have more than 20. The fake dragon scenes are also good. The great gods, there are only a few hundred long shots. There are thousands here. It's not just a few thousand shots. There's martial arts in there. Lang doesn't usually think. I think that the dance gods are closed. Not as strong as before, Ra. God's grace is not weak. Several times stronger than before. He said to start a war with God. It's not a joke. aesthetic photographer Vu Then Tong, although there are only 5 martial arts masters in total. But under the stimulation of his holy potion, there's been a lot of fake stories. Start the shock. It won't be long before we enter the martial arts world. There will be more and more dragonflies entering the martial arts scene. At that time, the sky will rise to the top. The stronger the dance god is, the more his goal unifies. The whole world will get closer. It only brings the whole world together. I have the right to oppose God. The photographer came back to ask the name. Mausoleum Master, if you like to dance like that. I am the master of the Holy Spirit. Of course, I don't want to double down. Or should we call Long Yuyin over here? How about asking for her opinion? After listening, Lam is not stupid. Don't you think about it here for a while? I wanted to come here today to force marriage. Now see the true power of the dancer. How dare I mention it? It cannot be compared with the Holy Spirit. 6 suddenly spoke up. I have heard that Long Yuyin is making a statement to the outside world. If the owner doesn't marry her, she will not marry you all her life. He sighed and said, the face of the Lord is thin. There's still an ambivalent attitude to this. 6 adventure high voice. This guy really wants to find death. Dare to steal the woman with the owner of the Vu god. After listening, I did not swallow my saliva. Then he looked at the photographer with fear. In my mind, I hate that I have no brain. Listen to them say that. Long Yuyin is afraid that soon it will be the photographer's own. It doesn't matter what he looks like. Maybe he was angry in his heart. If he acts, the tomb of tone, it's not in the blink of an eye that melts into a cloud of smoke. Why is this guy showing respect? He said, I don't know. Between Miss Long and the regent. The photographer shook his hands and sighed. Long Vu Yin is the great lady of the dragon village. It's our closest ally. Something as important as, so of course, I have to ask Miss Long's opinion. In the heart of the photographer. In the last few days, Long Yuyin has been looking for himself everywhere. My head is too big. I'm worried there's no way to respond. There was a young man who came to the door. Not afraid to say the Lord. This marriage or not. No need to mention me here. Sorry, Regent. The photographer is talking about this now. How can I just say it? I'm still a very wise person. After listening to the sound, Long Yu remained silent. At this time, the subordinates were talking to each other. I heard that there was once a master of the arts. Teasing the man of love. Then run to the door. Sorry, the Lord of Heaven has agreed. The next day, they were all destroyed. Finish listening to this. They are not afraid that their house will be destroyed. He slapped this guy on the shoulder. It made him shoot himself up. The photographer showed compassion for the lack of the owner. Not afraid of loud voices. Regent Master, the tomb of my heart, absolutely is the most unwavering ally of pure dance. Just a word from the mayor. Even up the mountain wind down the C8. I have absolutely no 2 words. The photographer replied, we don't have to talk about this either. Not afraid to say, I don't know Long. You are so important to the owner. If it was so, but I don't dare to think differently. But on the bottom of the mausoleum, I am willing to obey the Lord as command. The photographer asked again, let's love God together. I don't swear right now. Then he said respectfully according to the instructions of the owner. I vow to follow you. Laughing out loud, haha. If there is a lack of support, that's good. What is equal? You just want to follow Goddess will. My God will absolutely not harm you. Not happy to thank the owner. In his heart, he thinks he can't handle us. The photographer suddenly asked, "Heard, I've been having a little trouble lately." I'm not in a hurry to answer. A little annoyance. Dare to bother the owner. He clapped his hands and said that if he did, it is the subordinate of the Vu god. How can I sit still and not manage? The Lord has countless masters. If it comes to even the intricacies of the dependent, can't be solved. So why dress? Then the photographer ordered 6 adventures. 6 adventure, you bring 2 master martial arts, scene 500. Long way to stop the wind to Van Tong tomb. 6, he also held up his mother, the Rosked. Haha. I don't even open my eyes right now to think. So many players. You don't want to destroy my soul. So he hurriedly said, Lord, if we have ever been guilty, born to be the Lord of the tomb of our Lord. The photographer laughed and replied, let's go help you. I'm not going to deal with you. Our dance god is the main religion. Making SAO can be arbitrary. Can you do something about the destruction? Not finished immediately. I am more afraid than killing myself. He said it himself. Calm yourself, please, rest assured. It's just that there's a lot going on in the future. You need a lack of coordination. He did not rush to wipe his sweat. Yes, of course. Let's talk about the future of the gods. You'll be in full charge. She turned to her friend 6. Help all the people of the village. Move to the mountain of 10,000 paths. 6 confirm understanding. Listen to these 3 words. Non-aesthetic. The mountain is not 100 miles away. The cheerleader of God. At least 2 days can be killed. Photographer reminds the steering wheel lack of cardboard master. We have to go to war with God immediately. Tasting is also an important part. You just need to play. You move to the mountains. Vu Van Tong, we can come to the rescue at any time. This is also due to safety considerations. I am not afraid to say thank you. The photographer told his friend to find him. You prepare a little, then go with the master mausoleum. 6 of them agree. Photographer, reminder, 6 adventure. Please pay attention to this trip. We are terrified of our power though. But even though SAO is also a bunch of grass-growing heads, not reliable. 6. It's hard to understand. Why do you still want to take them and take them to the mountains? Don't worry, Harry. As long as we are strong. They also did not dare to simply betray. Take them to the mountains. I have my own intention. 6 finished listening to a sigh of relief. And then tell these idiots to go. This Australian Lang is obedient to the 6 brothers. Let's start right away. Then turn to the photographer. Then pay homage to the regent. We have reported before. And then this guy was surprised to see 6 of them go ahead. Then plug in the neck plug and go follow 6 adventure. On the way, the subordinates asked Lang no lack of master. Missing the owner. Missing the owner. We really have to bring the Van Tong tomb. Go to the mountains. Does the owner agree? Even more so when you leave the mountain. That means it's completely controlled by the gods. Not silent for a while. Then breathe out. Finally tell the staff. At the bottom of the mountain, no matter who. They are not in conflict with God, who disobeyed orders to kill them all. My face answered yes. A while after the group, people roll up their eyes and look. It turned out that the Dragon Ball was going from the opposite direction. They say to each other that it's the Dragon Ball. Why did she go from the opposite direction? Take less control. Lang did not bend down. He kept quiet and said nothing. The dragon didn't say anything. Quickly go straight ahead.